This is the Sim Pit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's Friday edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for wanting to hang out, talk about sim racing. We all love sim racing. That's why we're here. And this show, over the last few months, has evolved more and more into a community show than ever before. I depend on, and you guys, your conversation really does drive the show and make it worth being here. Happy Friday to everybody out there. I hope you're pumped for the weekend. I am. I have so much going on between now and Monday morning's pit stop. There is no break in sight whatsoever between now and, I dare say it goes beyond Monday, because if I really think about it, right after the pit stop, I got to be right back to it. So what do we have going on? The first one is related to our... Oh, that's the wrong thumbnail. Oh my God. Shaun, you ditzy blonde. I'm sorry if I just offended any ditzy blondes out there. Most ditzy blondes that I've known own it, by the way. Just saying. Anyway, this weekend is the Spa 24-hour race, which, if you're an iRacer, if you like endurance racing, for a lot of us, endurance racing is sort of the pinnacle of this sim racing thing. For me, it's one of the most fun events. It's those moments that turns what is always... Yeah, Joe, you do need hair to be blonde. It is one of those events that turns what is always a one-person sport into a team sport, where you depend on others and they depend on you, and you approach it like a team. And just like baseball, soccer, football, whatever your favorite team sport is, it's just great that racing can get that way. And doing it over 24 hours is intense. It is stressful. It is exciting. It is a roller coaster ride of emotions and success. At times you feel like you're king of the world. At times you feel like you are destined for failure. I love endurance racing. I love the team that we race. We have a core group in our Sim Pit Endurance team that have been around for a lot of races now. And we all know we can depend on each other. And it's just a different kind of thing. So that car there, which you're going to get a better shot of that car there, that is Dubzilla. BM Dubzilla. The Snake, the BMW, and really much looking forward to the race coming up tomorrow. It's already tomorrow. So let's bring our thumbnail down, because the first story, or the big story out of iRacing as well, is the iRacing 24-hour of Spa returns this weekend. Of all the endurance races, this is probably one of the biggest, outside of maybe Daytona to kick off the year. But this... You know, Spa, everyone loves Spa. Spa is such a great racetrack. It is such a great endurance racetrack. And everybody will be on their A game. This is one of those races where thousands of people at this point will be racing. And at least 800 or 900 of them will be on their A game. It is legit. And it is intense, like I said. That starts tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. I'm not exactly sure when they're always funny with their when you get in, when the race opens, practice versus qual. At some point after 5 a.m., I'll be live on YouTube tomorrow morning. So we're not going to be on Twitch. I can only do one stream for this one. And we won't be doing picture-in-picture because it takes away from... Or wait. No, I'm sorry. We will stop picture-in-picture. We will be on YouTube only. Forgive me. No, I believe David Grunnell. You start with your best, right? That's the way to go. So David Grunnell starting the race. I believe I'm second driver. And anyway, that starts tomorrow. We will be live on YouTube here all 24 hours of the race. Very, very excited about that. So that's the big story from iRacing tomorrow. What else? BMW Motorsport, iRacing posting this 2 days ago, right after our pit stop, I believe. Sim racing is more than just a game to us. It's passion. Get to know our approach with 5 interesting facts about BMW Motorsport sim racing. It's only a 26-second clip here, but some stats about him. I'm going to mute the audio. 75,000 euros in prize money. 22 million fans on social media. 186 hours of live sim racing on their social media channels. Shaun.exe. It's more than just a game. It's motorsport with a message. Thank you, BMW. I agree. Well said. What else? What else? Road courses coming. Never turned a... no, not road. The road course is coming. Never turned a lap at Daytona Road Course. I know a place where you could get some practice in. Yep, okay. There you go. Ty Majeski. He is a 2020 champ. What? I didn't know that. I'm his teammate in NASCAR Heat. BBC Sport saying they're at the halfway point in the W Series. eSport heads to Spa Francorchamps in Belgium. Spa. What a great track. You know, I was just thinking, Spa is such a great track. Oh, I know, Joa. It's the more... You know, it's funny. I did 3 double stints at the Le Mans race. And it's always that AM stint that kills me. And even if I don't drink coffee, it's just something about my body and when I wake up and when it purges itself, I guess. I don't know. This is kind of a weird conversation. But that morning one is always the problematic one. After that, I never had a problem. The evening one was fine. The daytime one was fine. Anyway, so yesterday they were posting about the W Series at Spa. Round 5 of 10, let's do this. And we have a bunch of links to a bunch of videos where it was aired. And NASCAR, they can't wait for this one, so they're all pumped for the road course. Sparring at Spa. Rewatch the moment between Bietsky Visor, and Marta Racing for the win. So this is... Oh, let's get some audio on this one. That looked pretty good. Oh.
I don't think this is quite close enough here. How good could she be on the brakes? We know Marta Garcia is very good on the brakes. And wow, it's a very late move up the inside here. Marta Garcia is just about going to hang on. And wow, Visser nearly took it on the final lap. But it will be Marta Garcia that takes the victory here.
You know, that was a good move. And well, you know, I got to tell you, that was a good, strong move without putting anybody in trouble.
Close enough here. How good could she
Give her credit.
You know Marta Garcia is very good on the brakes. And wow, it's a very late move up the inside here. Marta Garcia is just about going to hang on.
There might have been a little contact.
Wow, Visser.
All right. Anyway, latest episode of iRacing Downshift now available. This was just an hour ago. The team sat down and talked with everyone's favorite Redditor, Chase Briscoe 5. So you can click on that iRacing Downshift link there and check it out. You know, Roel, that's the thing about iRacing. Even with their weather, there's something about iRacing that everything is in this vacuum, I call it. Absolute zero. You know, this condition that cannot actually exist in the real world. That's this feeling. I mean, it's getting better with their tire modeling. It's getting, you know, the life cycle of their tires. It's getting better with some of their weather and other things in sim, but it still has this super in a vacuum, more so than any other sim, I believe. It just has that feel that you're in a vacuum in these perfect conditions that can never exist. I agree, if that's what you're talking about. Assetto Corsa, GT4 race is going to be epic. That's by David Perel. We know that's coming out on the 15th. Say hello to the Alpine A110 GT4. I got to tell you, in America, this is not a very known car. It's not made or sent to the United States. So really the only people in America, I think, that really know this are like the over-the-top car connoisseurs who just know everything about automotive, or like the old-time rally fans when this was sort of one of the peak cars in the rally world. But being the modern version, Americans have no awareness. But anyway, say hello to the Alpine A110 GT4. Coming soon to the GT4 pack DLC. Paid DLC. It seems a little loud. Actually, we're going to mute that. Looks like a Panamera. without the back end on it. A 2-seat Panamera. Or a strange Porsche. So that's on the 15th for Competizione. On all platforms. What else? R Factor, they didn't have a lot, but they did mention this. Get onto the starting grid for the BMW Motorsport Sim M2 CS Racing Cup. This has been going on for a while. Qualifiers for round 7 are open until next week. Nürburgring GP is the track to tackle. So if that's a track you think you excel at, or you want a good leaderboard challenge, even if you don't have a chance, it's a good leaderboard type event. Your chance for a ticket to the BMW Sim Live event. You'd know more about that than me, Mr. Baba Boothie. And that's it from R Factor. Project Cars. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm kind of in a hurry. Actually, our next story, I'll get to that topic in a moment. Not much from Project Cars 3 either, but your garage is your home away from the track. I think we might have covered this on Wednesday's show, but I like the picture. I like the car. I like, I've been playing a lot of Heat, NASCAR Heat 5. I like the fun factor, so garages, personalizing your drivers, admire your career achievements. Those are fun factor things. If we had time, we don't have time. Anyway, iRacing should hire me. That's all I'm saying. What else? Yesterday, you bet it is, we actually had a dedicated team working specifically on the controller feel. This is another one of those big topics with NASCAR Heat 5 that I've been playing with F1 2020 about to come out. Controller feel. It's really important, isn't it? Really important, isn't it? Even more important now that so many people have direct drive wheels. It's not like that's just this tiny, tiny little sampling of sim racing anymore. No, I'm not going to go as far as calling it sarcasm, Tom Jones. But these are the statements that I hold companies responsible for when I review a sim. So one of the things that I've had said to me behind the scenes by people in private conversation is a lot of speculation of just how gamey Project Cars 3 will be and where will their force feedback be, and did you think that Project Cars 2 had good or bad force feedback? NASCAR Heat 5 is kind of redefining my scale for force feedback. So yes, when I see these statements by the developers themselves, we actually had a dedicated team working specifically on the controller feel. Okay, wait. So it's all started with X-Firelink. Will it be playable on controller? The previous games were a mess. Looking forward to this. Well, they're talking controller. All right, forgive me. Well, how will that play out? Forgive me, I got that wrong. Now, how will that play into our steering wheels? So I'm not going to hold them responsible for that statement because it seems that it was clearly related to playing on a controller. But that is one of the things that I will be really critical of when Project Cars 3 comes along. For sure. Yeah, see, it's not just a small group, Justin. Jason Vanderwerf, P3 is doing away with pit stops, so fueling is going to be a thing of the past. That's an interesting topic. It was just last weekend that a NASCAR pit crew driver got hit pretty badly. I think at this point, the most dangerous part of all of racing is actually pitting. The cars are, engineered for safety at an amazing level. And racing has never been safer than it is today. But the guys on pit lane are very vulnerable in a lot of ways. A lot of racing could do without pit stops. NASCAR, I don't know. But maybe... so, just for comparison's sake, I run Lemons, Lucky Dog, those kind of racing series. And in an attempt to prevent even an individual team from being sloppy, because let's face it, you could drop the car on someone, you could, if you're making a tire change, you could have a fueling issue that led to fire. Even one team pitting alone can be a dangerous thing. Guys jumping over the wall in front of the car, all sorts of things can happen and go wrong. So in Lucky Dog and Lemons, they literally, when you pull in, they give you an egg timer, and it's 5 minutes, that says that no matter how fast you try to pit, you are going to be held for 5 minutes at the end of pit lane. And it is what they did in order to make it as safe as possible. Because in 5 minutes, there should be no problem refueling the car. And most teams don't change tires that often. What if in NASCAR, and how disappointing would it be for the fans? What if in NASCAR they went to a frozen position caution pitting? If you're, to prevent trying to move up 3 positions during a pit stop on a caution when everyone's coming in. I don't know. But right now, the most vulnerable people in racing, in my opinion, are the pit crew members. And that's pretty much true for any series that has pitting. You'd watch it even less. Well, I mean, one of the reasons that, let's face it, a NASCAR is a super duper overbuilt car that is really built for crashes to an extent. And part of the appeal of NASCAR in a very WWE kind of way is the carnage. I think one of the big differences is when you see a wreck in Formula One, I think that most of the fans have this kind of expression on their face. And when you see a crash in NASCAR, that is the expression, right? I mean, and so if that's and am I wrong there? Tell me I'm wrong. Feel free. That's my opinion. I love your guys' thought on exactly that, especially when it overlaps with something like safety. The pit stops are it's poetry in motion, especially in Formula One. But look at that. Look at how dangerous that is in theory. Look at how fast those cars are coming in and in what short distance they're trying to control their stop. And you have like 12 guys standing there. Yeah, I mean, it's wow. One thing that would be cool, I don't think are there any tracks anymore that in NASCAR that have a backstretch pit lane? It's been a while since I've been a diehard NASCAR fan. I know that used to be common, but maybe it is a spate. Bristol's still doing that. So now there's always been shenanigans with front stretch, back stretch, and advantage, disadvantage kind of stuff. But I'm spot on. Thank you. Bristol. Yeah, pits, I watch, I'm a pretty educated racing fan. And truth be told, I've kind of been all over the place as far as my fanship goes. Yeah, that's true. I mean, but see, drivers get paid a lot of money and get the glory and have taken on that challenge in a different way than crew members. Bristol did away with the nonsense under cautions. Okay, cool. Billy Strange, you're right. You're right. Because there was something about that wreck that immediately shushed the crowd, right? Right? That's fair. I don't think it's as, I think that I agree with you. I don't think that anybody in any level of racing is cheering for anything horrible to happen. But I do think that NASCAR, and part of it is having innocent wrecks, if you could control that. Geez, some people love fighting in hockey, right? So there is a certain draw and sickness to that. And at the same time, we'd like a limit or a control onto how severe it could actually become. But I do still feel that pit stops are very dangerous. You look at series that don't allow pit stops, and the amount of crew members killed or hurt are zero. Futuristic, and you know what's funny? Not funny, but I will say this in defense of Carnage applauders. We applaud, but if anything had been horrific, it would have created a silence at the same time. Maybe it's the severity of the wreck. I think you're right. Billy. Like when in Formula One, you had some minor incidents, and I think you're right. We do cheer. So you're right. That Billy, I think you've corrected me or put it in the right terms. We cheer for exciting action, which includes minor wrecks. But if it ever ends up in a car upside down or a car heavy into the wall or too many body parts flying off that there's concern, that it immediately switches to a concerned silence. I love all the if fighting is part of hockey, you Americans stop trying to ruin our sport. With the politically correctness being brought to hockey. Yeah. All right. Great talk, you guys. Great talk. All right. What else? Project Cars. Anything else? August 28th. That's not new, but Racing Hero just came in 22 minutes ago. 48 minutes ago was we have 200 cars with a few new brands and cars in there as well. You can now see more about. Oh, this just came out. I need a thing to press for that. All right, let's check it out. I'll give you guys the link on this one since it's not at the ready in the description of the show. It was on the Twitter page, but here's that. Your ultimate driver journey. Race over 200 elite brand race and road cars over 140 global tracks. What? Over 140 global tracks? Make each car your own. New journey, new game modes. 140? That's got to be like layouts. Key features. I thought we were going to get some more details on cars. I thought that's what they kind of promised us. See more about tracks and cars at the game at our website. Okay, well, you can check it out. Tom Jones. That's not nice. The C8 Vet, yes, they're going to win it. Is anyone going to get it? Is it in R Factor yet? Is it in Assetto yet? Is it in Forza or Gran Turismo yet? This show is dangerous. Reused assets galore. But that's normal. Faceless. That's normalless. Normless. Harmless and normal. All right, making your racing hero as individual as you. In Project Cars 3, you can select from a variety of options to customize your driver's appearance, create your own motorsport legend, and stand out from the pack. Dee. Oh, so you can go goggles, obviously female body. You can go COVID mask, or you could go full face, don't look at me. All right. And that's it from Project Cars 3. What else? We already did that. Today is F1 2020 day for me. People who bought the Shoe Me edition, they've had it for 3 days. F1 2020, what am I going to say? Madden 2020 Formula 1 edition. I think this is one of the years, though. I haven't fired it up, but I have a hunch this is one of those years that, you know, we can argue which years were off years and which years were on years. This is maybe the one. I will know in a matter of like a half an hour, because as soon as the pit stop's over, I'm going live with F1 2020 on Twitch. I have not turned it on, but I've downloaded it. So we're going to have to deal with configuration. It'll be an unboxing just like we did for NASCAR Heat 5 on Monday. Go through some of the UI, go through some of the options and setup, get it to the point where we're on track and hopefully comfortable. So yeah, that will continue on Twitch. I might, instead of taking my typical break, I might actually shut down the stream because I'm a little concerned about... Oh, I don't have my mic here, which means Devin can't hear me. Or he's hearing me on a delay. I am a little concerned about stream monetization with anything to do with F1. So I am going to end the stream abruptly on Twitch and then restart like 15 minutes later. But let's race together. F1 2020 out now. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because either you can go buy it, download it, and drive it yourself. BFL Shaun now following us. Thank you very much. Or you can hang in there for another half an hour and do it along with me. There you go. If you're at work and you can't jump on or you're not going to buy it. But I am optimistic. I'm very optimistic this will be a very good version of that game. And you know what? When you talk about something that has a lineage, let's see here. Let me pull up my library real quick. F10, 210. So it started back in 2010. So this is the 11th edition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th edition. But notice that I do not have F1 2014. So even in the Madden-esque world of a sim reviewer who has loved this franchise from the beginning, despite its flaws, I love F1 series. I have since the very beginning. In some ways, I wish that they've done more over the 10 titles, 11, I guess, at this point. But at the same time, I think it's a good game, and I'm looking forward to firing that up. And you can see, it says play right here. No minutes, no hours, nothing. So we will be doing that coming up very soon here. All right, what else? F1 2020 page. Now, I'm just going to blow through this because we are in a hurry, right? Now you know why I'm in a hurry. Viper, that was the one. I missed the 1 year. Oh, awesome. Awesome. All right. So for those who've already been playing, patch 1.02 will be coming at you 4 a.m. Thursday the 9th. So when you woke up this morning, there should have been a patch. I'm assuming mine has the patch built in, or when I turn it on, is it going to need something? But Bateson, this guy, he was playing it. He was streaming it yesterday. New to F1 2020, want some tips? They're beginner guides. Or guide. So they have a beginner guide giving you some tips. It's 1:31. Nah, forget that. Tune into Twitch in a half an hour. I'll give you tips. All right, so anyway, I'm not going to... what's this, the Rush 2? This is a joke? That's a joke, right? Yeah, that's a joke. Okay, anyway, I'm not even going to dwell on that page. A bunch of posts there about the game that came out that I'm going to show you myself in a half an hour. SimPit Live on Twitch if you don't know. Dirt. Finding Dirt Rally to be a little tricky. The Dirt Rally School is here to help. I think this is actually old. I think they're rebranding or bringing back their full playlist of Dirt Rally School videos. But that's awesome. In case you didn't hear about it way back when, you are going to want to check it out. So they got 7 different Dirt Rally schools, and you'll find that. The link is in the Twitter. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the YouTube playlist right here in the stream as well. Bike Forever, Justin Games, thank both of you for following us. Welcome to the crew. I got to learn how to sing that like Pink Floyd. Welcome to the crew. Doesn't really work. Sorry. Forgive me. Back to Dirt Rally 5. What else? Or Dirt Rally 5, both kind of combined. I think that's it. 20 take on the most development around Dirt Rally 2. That's old news. They're just promoting their newest event challenge. More news and features for Dirt 5 to show you this month. Keep it here. So tune in. They're not done teasing us. Over 80 cars, Dirt Rally Gold Edition. Yep. FAI World Rallycross Championship. Here are the entry lists. Viper, I would like very much. Yes, you know what? Going in, come on, man. I'm an optimist, right? You know that about me. Yeah, I'm hyped. If they do more with that title, it could be. It's always been on the verge of the ability for greatness. So yes, I am. If they did, if you get an open world driving game that has some really good, think about how cool Grand Theft Auto's multiplayer racing is for people. There's so much room for other types of racing games and getting you in those kind of environments. So yeah, I'm hyped or pumped, psyched. Yeah, what I'm doing, Dan, thank you, Baba Boothie, for answering that. But so with like NASCAR Heat 5, I've been playing it live and going through the career mode so that I give the game not just a taste, a flavor of each sampling of car, but I want to live the game properly. I accept it being a total arcade sim. I'm not even going to call it a simcade. I'm going to call it an arcade sim. And I'm playing it and having fun with the career mode and looking at it through the eyes of who I think its intended driver is. And with that, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. That doesn't mean it's getting a perfect score by any means, but I am enjoying it. And what I'm doing is getting enough foundation so that on Monday, that's right, that's what's going on Monday, my never-ending week here. Monday, probably about 6 p.m., Monday Pitstop, I'll tell you for sure, I'm going to do a live review on YouTube. I'm going to have assets and I'm going to film it live, but I'm going to be very controlled in how I present it. That's going to happen on Monday. And that gives me time to switch over to Formula 2020 and do the same thing in hopes of either Friday of next week or at the very latest Monday of the following week doing a live review on YouTube, having done like hours and hours and hours of streaming on Twitch to get there, if that makes sense. So, all right, there you go. Now you know. The more you know. I need a... Can you steal clips from movies and play it, or will you just totally get in trouble for that?
It's called sampling. You're absolutely welcome to.
Even if you use
to
this...
mention, as you're talking about that information, guys, keep posted as well. There are videos going to be coming up for the tracks and all of that kind of stuff, tracks and cars. So if you're waiting for the review, there is content to take a look at if you're wondering, what things look like, what cars are in it, what tracks are in it, conditions, that kind of stuff.
In fact, when we get to our coverage of Heat, I think it shows a good example of how we're approaching things like this in the future. We'll talk more about it when we get to that point. And I am Tom Jones. Unless it's a cup of coffee, I am such a half full kind of guy. I admit it. I am a positive, upbeat guy who is always looking for things to be great before they're going to be terrible. And it's sort of funny that you get me to rant, because I have to cross over that instinct to get there. All right. Entry list. So here's your entry list for the FIA World Rally Cross Championship. What do you guys think about sprint cars in Dirt 5? Just your thoughts. Yes, no, good, bad. Not a big deal. Dirt Rally School, we already talked about that. What's this? So this is at Dirt Rally School on YouTube under Dirt. So if you want to get their tips. And their old tips. NASCAR Heat. Speaking of Heat, they did their round 10 at Auto Club Speedway. And Daniel Buttafuoco wins again. Sam Morris, Tyler Dohar round out the top 3 on the Xbox. Josh Parker, Nick Jobs, and Joey Stone are our top 3 on the PS4. And Slade Gravett finished in 4th, but he also did a post that NASCAR Heat repeated. And I don't know what it is. Some stat stuff on a spreadsheet that he pulled together. So he's one of those super genius data compiler kids. Anyway, there you go. All right, Slade. There we go. What else? And then we have some posts of all the stuff that went on from their racing. If you're a NASCAR Heat fan, eSport follower, you can check that out. It all got posted yesterday on Twitter. Also, if you're a Gran Turismo Sport eSport follower, they have the highlights from the last round 20 of the top 16 Superstar. And we talked about that when it already happened, but now they have some recap highlight videos of that. And then they also have one for the manufacturing series. And then that takes us to... Oh, they must have just posted another video. Something else. That's how it's done. Oh, another video highlight. Oh, Scapes. But this is the one. Congratulations to the winner of the Mazda 100th Anniversary RX Vision GT3 Concept Livery Contest. And thank you to all that participate. So we have this image, but instead of clicking that, I'm actually going to go to this because they also had it written up here on their news page. And they don't post a lot of news of the GT Sport website, but when they do, it's something that obviously is a little more important than just a normal Twitter post. So this is a big deal to them, and that, not a bad limelight to have, not a bad crew to have praising your worker accomplishments. Considering iRacing is the only sim with dirt oval. But NASCAR Heat 5 has dirt oval as well. And it's very popular. It only makes sense since Dirt 5 will jump into it. IMSA WeatherTech 240 is on YouTube if anyone's looking for at-home entertainment. Anyway, let's look at look at these paint jobs. Did the Twitter one give us a bigger picture? Yeah, there we go. This one here looks so... All right, anyway, I'm not going to comment. What's your favorite? Which one would you drive? You know, what I'd drive, like if it was a race car versus a street car, would be drastically different, just so you know. My instinct is this really sleek, dark, murdered out, black and blue Mazda Motorsport one. I thought it said Forza Motorsport. I'm like, now that, why did they pick that? Nope, they didn't. Anyway, there you go. Those are the contest winners. Number 1, Grand Prix 2 awards. The Ikuo Made Award. Hiroki Tanabe, 17-year-old student, drew that card. That was probably my second pick, by the way. Here's the one that I like. The Kazunori Yamauchi Award goes to Kohai Asoka, 18-year-old student in Japan. Third place, honorable mention, 3 awards. Gilles Moto from France, 37, representing the older gen. Thank you. And then Kita Matasuzawa. Sorry, I'm so sorry. 33-year-old office worker in Japan. And then the final one was done by Mamoru Okada, 25-year-old office worker in Japan. So a lot of Japanese winners there. Well done, well done. Great looking cars. WRC with their next event, the penultimate round of the eSport WRC, presented by TGR WRC. We drive towards the Wales Rally GB. So that one is the next one on their calendar. We already talked about Kenya. We already looked at that on Wednesday. Wreckfest, an update to the update. So just on Wednesday's show, we talk about their new DLC, but they did another update to it. We're actively working on improving the gameplay experience based on the feedback Please find below a summary of items fixed or improved upon this release. Gameplay, system, tournament mode, audio, localization, things have been worked on. Maybe next weekend we can squeeze in some Wreckfest. Obviously not happening this weekend. Kahuna, are you here? James, are you here? You know, we showed this rig, and I proclaimed this the nicest looking RS1. One thing I didn't mention, and in case you didn't realize, when I said RS1, you have to go back in time to Inside Sim Racing days. It is the Ricmotech RS1. These are the plans, and you buy them, and you can either buy the printable ones, which if you have like a gigantic printer, I mean ridiculous printer. Otherwise, you can order them from Frank Ricmotech, and you literally, I don't know if you remember when I did this, you get MDF, and you literally put the plans on it and cut all of the intricate shapes out, and it comes out perfect because you're building it to spec, essentially. Great rig idea for the ultimate DIY wood-built rig. And in all of my years of doing this, James Kahuna, Big James Kahuna, has made hands down the nicest one I've ever seen. I showed it on Wednesday's show, and the reason, it's sort of funny you say that, Tom Jones. I told him I'd send him pictures. Stickers for the rig. For anything. He can choose to put them on the rig. I didn't say put them on the rig. I wouldn't be that presumptuous. And then I said, hey, you can have any of the colors we have available. Black, blue, orange, or white. So my question to you guys is, what color SimPit sticker do you think would look best on this? My instinct is blue. But I think black, obviously orange would be wrong, right? You don't put orange on a red, white, and blue paint job. That's wrong. White wouldn't work. All of them. All of them. Just 4 of them. All 4 colors in a rainbow of sorts. Black. I think black or blue are the only contenders. So, you guys give me your thoughts, and that's what I'm going to send James, since he let me choose. Blue. 1-on-1. Anyway, but that is I didn't mention that those are Ricmotech plans. That's how you build this. But he did just such a nice job, you guys. I'm just white on white. Ghost logos. All right, what else? McLaren, Lando Norris. It's been a while since McLaren has posted anything. All the way back May 28th, it looks like. But what we have here is Lando Norris. How to master Zhuhai. Watch as Lando Norris guides us through the next circuit in the Logitech McLaren G Challenge qualifying season. So, watch the full video right there. Boom. Lime green. We don't have lime green. Lime green. Yeah, Mark. Blue's, you're right. Blue is not, it would have to be the identical shade, wouldn't it, Dennis? Or it would be wrong. I think that means black. Black. All right. James, you're getting black ones. I think that makes sense. The blue, I want it to look best, so black. Because he said he was going to put it on the rig. I'm not holding him to that, but... all right, moving right along. So, I'm not even going to scroll down. I don't know how much of this covered. I do know a little background. So... there was a thread in the iRacing forum recently that was talking about all the exploits and cheats that are within iRacing. And I'm pretty sure it's illegal to even talk about such a thing. I might even be breaking their terms of service right now just by even talking about it. I don't know. But the thread was taken down. So Box This Lap has a write-up regarding the same thing. I believe he has either parts of it or all of it within this article. If you want to know more about exploits and cheats on iRacing, you can go read what he has to say. He might just be pointing them out and pointing fingers. I don't know. You know what? And the reason I am posting this is because it is sim racing news that I think a lot of you will want to know about. Me, I'm not scrolling down. It's like, to me, I don't like that it's a topic that shouldn't be talked about, but I don't advocate them to this point that I don't even really want to scroll down. I don't even want to know. I do my thing, and that is not cheating. But anyway, it's out there if you want to know about it. If you heard about it and couldn't see the forum, then maybe you can get some insight there. All right, that's it. I was gonna say I don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I touched it with an 11-foot pole. All right. Road Show by CNET. Is $100 an hour iRacing coach worthwhile? Sure, telemetry helps, but how much can you learn on your own compared to what you can learn from a pro? That's what we find out in this installment of Getting Faster. So the coach, who is their coach? Josh Rogers is a pro sim racer for Coanda Sim Sport. That's getting some top. $100 an hour. That was the reason I pointed this out, by the way. You can read the article if you want to find out. I'll tell you this. I think there are 2 times in sports that having coaching is essential. In the beginning, when you're trying to learn. And then when you're seasoned and you've taught yourself a bunch of bad habits that need to be broken. I guarantee you that if you've been sim racing for a while and you feel that you're at a peak, a pinnacle of what you can do. Yeah, that's pretty bad, isn't it, Tom? That's not mine. That's not mine. I want a sample from Stormship Troopers of Now You Know, by the way. That's what I was leading to earlier. Sorry, a little squirrel went by and I saw it. But if you're at a plateau, and I don't care if you've been sim racing for a year or 10 years or 20 years, and you're at a plateau, a coach, which is a very loosely worded word in my loosely defined word in my brain, will help you. A coach can be lead follow with your teammates. I talked about the love of team racing, endurance racing, working with a team, the ability to have guys that will tow you around the track, making sure you know exactly what gear, what braking point, what turn-in point, getting the most. If you're off the pace, they're going to help you out. That's a coach. Whether it be a free coach, somebody like a teammate that's going to do it, or a buddy, whether you being your own coach. I say this all the time, and I'm just going to point it out. You can be your own coach. The first part of coaching would be making sure you're even driving the right racing line. Are you making apexes? Are you late apexing the corners that should? Are you early apexing the corners that should? Are you setting up the most important corners that lead onto the longest straightaways? I mean, there's so many basics of racing that you yourself can coach yourself by watching your replay and holding yourself to the same kind of standard that a coach would. See, I think we're lazy. I think we're very forgiving on ourselves when we get seasoned. I'm talking about the guys who've been doing it a long time for the most part. But I think these habits develop. We get lazy and we're like, yeah, I was close to the apex. But were you? Anyway. And at the same time, I'm not going to rule out the concept that $100 an hour coaching isn't totally worth it. I'd probably encourage you to break it into, I wouldn't do more than an hour session because at $100 an hour, you better go do some reflection. But if you want coaching from some of the best of the best, it's going to set you back $100 an hour, just so you know. But do you, Todd? See, you might not. Breaking early sometimes is the key, depending on things, because it allows you to get the balance back on the corner, and not have to feel the need to overbrake. I think I tend to brake too late and overbrake. And yes, I get the braking done, but I let the car drop to slower than it needs to go. And at the same time, I've got the car to unbalanced, unsettled place where, in the hands of an alien who can put all the weight on the nose and let the rear end just spin on it, maybe that works for them, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it works for me, maybe it doesn't. But early braking can be the key sometimes. Getting sessions with faster drivers, watching them from car perspectives has benefited Stan. John Hill says that to me all the time, Stan. I 100% agree. So it can be, not everybody has $100 an hour. Let's face it. That's pretty pricey, even if it was $50 an hour. Well, but see, even so, the thing you say that, Tom, about Max Verstappen, but Max Verstappen, there are a lot of cases where, all right, the expression "those who can't teach," right? Those who can't teach. Coaches don't necessarily always have to be better than the driver they're coaching. That's part of coaching. I mean, you think of football. There's not a single coach in the NFL that could throw the ball better than the quarterback they're trying to coach. But they can still coach the player because it's observation and experience is what a coach brings to the table that even a gifted, God-given gifted driver such as Max Verstappen can learn from. Yes, you do, Stan. You were 1-1 on that one. Tom. Save your money and get a better set of brake pedals and do your own coaching. Don't skip coaching of any sort in the lieu of a set of brake pedals. You save your money for the better pedals and you be your own coach and critique yourself and hold yourself responsible or accountable for your driving actions like a real coach would. You watch the replay close enough and you can see when your car, not only whether it made apex, but were you the driver fighting understeer? And was that setup related or was that over braking and loading the front wheels and inducing understeer that caused it? Hardware settings in sim racing are as important as driving and car setup. And a good coach should start there, depending on the experience level of the person they're coaching. Stan, I didn't say it. Man, Stan, that was a one-time joke, man. All right. So check this out. Couple cool products. You know, a couple people send me in. He asked me not to mention his name, but I'm going to. Long-time pit crew member, and he's been on a vacation, but we see him here come and go. Spatial Dragon sent me a couple of things worth checking out. This one here I thought was really neat. Way back when, it was the ARC mod that I had used, and this is the ARX Sim True Brake. And this works on a Logitech, anything from a Logitech G25 all the way up to a G920. A complete brake mod for, and it's only €50, so it's totally reasonable. Now, they are, as everybody else is, they are delayed due to demand and virus. I don't have to, but I did. There's Spatial. What's happening, Spatial? Anyway, I thank you for sending this in because I love these kind of mods, and it's been a while since Logitech has gotten much love in the world of sim racing. I mean, that's safe to say, right? Anyway, if you run Logitech, a brake mod will help you out immensely. I remember way back on my G25, I modded my brake, and it was totally worth it. Oh, look at that. SRG, Sim Racing Garage. You know, I don't like SRG as a thing because there's Sim Racing Girl and there's Sim Racing Garage. I mean, I guess only one does reviews, but I mean, some might be confused or it might lead to a bad search.
That's why the Sim Pit has the SRB.
SRB? Booth.
Sim Racing Booth.
Boothy, Baba Boothy. Never practice. Practice is overrated. It's a Hall effect. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so July 27th, they're going to be shipping out batch 8 on that. And that's AXC Sim. You can check it out if that's something, if you have Logitech. Another cool thing, the Clicks Beetle GT. Now this, I still haven't quite figured this out, but okay, so this is a 3D printed, how do I even describe it? Here, I'm just going to use their description. Tactile feedback mod for the Thrustmaster TH8A and TH8RS. Devin, do you have a TH8A?
I do indeed, yep.
Can you bug me to send these guys an email and try to get one sent to you for review?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's for the serious sim racer who wants that extra flexibility and extra durability. When using the H-pattern shifter plate mode, not applicable to sequential mode. Does not affect that. Increased gear shift resistance. Laser cut stainless steel plates to allow for spring pressure adjustment. Spring-loaded steel ball bearings for improved tactile feedback. Adjustable ball bearing, and so on. Anyway, a not terribly expensive mod, and that's 45 Australian. And then they make gear blockers as well. Ooh, shipped. Ooh, my new glow-in-the-dark light blue. Oh, man, I gotta go. I got new filament. I gotta go. 40-minute long, Barry's review, you say. Well, you know what? But you gotta, 50 minutes. Did I swear? If I swore, that just came out without any clue whatsoever. Oh, another. I did? Oh my god. All right. Well, this should give me 50 minutes. You know what I was going to say before I do my push-ups? God bless Barry. Nobody does it better than Barry when it comes to giving you every detail you need to know. I don't think I could come up with 50 minutes to describe it, and that's fine. But if you wanted to know everything, which honestly, when you're buying third-party stuff, sometimes it's nice to know every detail before. It kind of sucks when you get it home and you don't know, oh, I didn't realize I needed this also, or this tool, or whatever. And I guarantee you, Barry is going to get to the bottom of it. So I leave you with Barry Rollins and SimRacing Garage and his review as I do my 10.
Take this out.
I'm going to do my 10. You guys, I'll count them out. You guys got to trust me. I do my push-ups.
When I first saw this, I thought it might be some kind of a plastic that's got some chrome finish on it.
All right, here we go. I'm going to do them. You'll hear me. I'm just not putting on the push-up cam so you can see and hear Barry.
To fit the internals that we're going to be using in here.
2,
and
3,
yeah, it's one of those things where
4,
I do a lot
5,
of reviews here at the SRG,
6,
and sometimes
7,
you look at the price of something
8,
and you pull it out of the box
9,
and you kind of wonder, well,
10.
geez,
That wasn't high enough. 10 more.
That's a lot of money for what I'm looking at here. Yeah, it's just, this is not that. This is like, oh, okay, I see why it costs what it does.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Just the F-bomb? I just think it's kind of funny, to be honest with you. It still makes me laugh. Shipped. Yeah, ship. Shipped. My hatchbox shipped, not the other. All right. Other tips. So, a couple of these were posted, and I've done a couple myself, but I've had a few people throw out some settings recently. There have been a lot of Windows updates. Some people are out there on older video cards maybe, and some of these new games maybe are making things struggle just a little bit, and you're looking for just any and every advantage you can to gain a frame rate here and there. So here's a couple, and I haven't tested them, but these are things you might want to look into. But what we have here is image sharpening. So if you're on an older card and things are looking a little blurry, you can actually make that adjustment inside of the NVIDIA control panel, and it will actually get you a little bit more clarity. So that's under Manage 3D Settings. So if things are looking a little grainy, you can do that and not lose much performance compared to like changing settings in the game. Another thing, and I did do this one. No, I didn't do this one. I did the next one. Under your graphics settings for Windows, there's also something for optimizing games with a variable refresh rate, and you might want to turn that on and see if that gives you a performance advantage as well. So that's two things that might help you. If you're out there and you're like on an old, like Spatials on a 970, I have friends on cards of yesteryear, and that's going to do it. Another one this one I did do, because I noticed that every time I start a game, I get that message from Windows again telling me that the game bar recognizes my game and is up and running. I turn that off. I'm not doing anything when it comes to broadcasting or recording clips, screenshots, I'm not using Windows by any means. So turn that off. That's under Settings under the Gaming tab. So there are 3 different setting things that might help you get just a little bit more out of your PC if you're struggling with some of this new stuff going on, or just trying to get a performance or get all you can out of your machine with the modern era. All right, Simrigs, SimPit stuff, and then on to F1 2020. Look at this. This is awesome. This is posted by Beesball. And this is on Reddit, obviously, but I want that so badly, you guys. I wish I had the space to build my rig into. Where do you get that little F1 car? That would be so cool to have that be your sim rig. I mean, I'd give it a better seat position. I would put some energy into making that my rig. I'm so jealous of this guy. Where do I get one of these things? What is that? That was like an arcade Formula 1. I have to get one. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably what it is, Tom. How do I find one of these in the world and obtain it and get it here? Because I would go off. Oh no, I would be welding up a perfect chassis within that thing.
You're in LA, I bet you a mall closing would have something.
I gotta find one of these. Wouldn't that be the coolest ever if it was done right? All right. Moving along. I can't get enough of this one. I can't tell you how jealous I am of Beesball. It's freaking perfect. Oh, I'm so jealous. Man, I want to go look at this thing. I'm sorry. Am I making too big a deal about it? But look at this. What if that was your sim rig? That is the best ever. Oh, blue XR8, man. That means a lot. That means a lot to me. I really, really do appreciate hearing that. That's like my favorite thing to hear. I get so many great complimentary emails and comments, but that does mean a lot to me. 10 grand for the car alone? Is that right? Kelly, are you just pulling my leg, or is that right? Before and after. Any of you have before and after photos of your rigs? Blue, are you going to do a before and after of your rig? Yeah, sure. I'm always happy about that, Tom. Excuse me, I'm a little ear itch. I was checking to hear if I had heard any donations, but no, ears working okay. I'm just kidding. Before and after. See what happens? 1 year progress in this expensive hobby. Yeah, it can be. It doesn't have to be, but it can be. That looks like an armrest from like one of those super duper recliner chair modular things, doesn't it? Looks like the little section they put between two of them for his armrest. That's kind of clever. I bet you can buy that piece on its own, and that's how you get it. And it would have enough weight and substance to not fall over, give you 2 cup holders and a little platform, and it kind of looks the part. Never thought of doing that. It's kind of brilliant. All right. Yeah, the dog had to go. Sorry, dog. Sorry, Jack Russell. That is a fat Jack Russell Terrier right there, isn't it? This was posted by the Detoxy. Okay. Check this one out. After months of lost items, it's finally done. I love the 90-degree setups. 1 computer, 2 usages. I've been there 1,000 times in my life. You have the rig on one direction and the desktop PC the other. Yeah, that is the setup for most people, I think, or a really smart use of your best computer. Because one of the things that always happened to me is my gaming computer was always my monster, and it was like, well, I can't let that thing go only to sim racing. What about shooters? I'm supposed to play them on the POS computer? No way. So yeah. Rig evolution. I wish I had done more of that over the years. I don't. Because I chronicle everything, I think I have it, but really I don't. Stan's got it. Awesome. Photo. Traded the dog for the RGB. All right. Ah, the WRC play seat. Yes, yes. Check this out. Do I need some snazzy lights? That's the second time we've seen that case today. That computer case, huh? Isn't that the same case as that one? That one looks smaller, though. No, it's not the same.
Airflow. It's a really, really nice case, but it's too big for you.
All right. I'm not worried. My cases are invisible. It doesn't matter what they look like. They're not being displayed like a lot of people. Like, that's being displayed. Why is it on the ground? Why is your computer on the ground, Baji? He has a little... Oh, that's a shelf for his mouse on his P1. That is a P1,
It's not on
right?
carpet. It's okay.
Is that all right?
It's not on carpet. Yeah, it's the carpet. You just don't want static. That's the only
All right.
problem.
Well, except for it looks like he has the glass not on this side. He obviously does not have a dog. This cannot happen if you have a dog. Even if forget static. I need green lights to... Oh, for my new background on... Here, I'll give Twitchers a demonstration of what we're talking about. I now need green lighting. Is that what you're saying? All right, back with it. What else? We already looked at that. This one. One more toy. I don't know why this one made the cut today. Sorry, Doggles, I didn't mean to say that. That sounded very negative towards your rig. You got a nice looking rig there. Not sure why I made the cut. This I just liked because, again, we've all been there. This is an exciting day for somebody, isn't it? This is Dominici, 1997. Finally, the waiting has an end. And he's got his rig, his computer, got it all built up with the Fanatic gear, and a mighty day. Look, he had a wheel stand before. He went from that wheel stand. That was his first step. F1 art. Old school alarm clock. You know I like to do the Xbox controller. You know I spy. Wheels on the wall. He's got three different... Nope, two. He's got them both on the wall, not on the rig. Radiator looking thing. A level. Wow. I'm such a spy. Oh, he's got one of those knock-knock things. Oh, and a little magnet. Fun toy. Alright, there you go. Alright, let's see if we can... I'll check that stand. Alright, George KGTS finally had a chance to set up his G29 mod. There's his modded out G20. That's pretty brilliant. You know, when in the case of like a Logitech, where there really is no such thing. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. There's some mods you can do. But for the most part, you don't think of a Logitech as a wheel that you would change the wheel rim on. Pretty much everybody else at this point is Thrustmaster, Fanatic, and then obviously all the DD wheels. Logitech sort of stuck there. Like, what you got in the box is what you run. And I'm not knocking that at all. But I am seeing more and more people modding them because some people do want a butterfly or a formula-style wheel. So we've seen a few different variations. Here's a nice-looking one from George KGTS. I don't have a Logitech wheel, or I'd probably consider doing something like that just for the fun of doing it. And then here, look at this guy. I'm just saying, you know, we could all be a little jealous of this guy. The reason I say it, Dr. Arcade TV. Do we know him? Who's Dr. Arcade TV? His first ever rig is almost done. Can you imagine if this was your first rig? A sim lab up on actuators. But look at all of his, like, anime type art in the back. That's an impressive... That looks like a lot of money sitting back there on those shelves to me. Weeb level? What's weeb level?
You don't know what a weeb is?
Like a weeble wobble?
No, it's a weeb. It's like the internet weebs. Like the Asians, like a white Asian kid.
Oh.
He really likes anime. Just so you know, a good percentage of your viewers are super into anime.
Yeah, I know. but I didn't know we had an expression for Americans that like anime.
Yeah, we have a name for it. We're all weebs.
Shaun doesn't have Logitech? No, I don't have a Logitech wheel anymore. I did, but I gave it away. I missed the peanut on the carpet. Dang it! I hate when I miss details. I'm a detail guy. Alright, so anyway, this is... Can you imagine if this has been your first rig? That is far from my first rig. Far. Super far. My first rig was more like this. Posted by Rays007. Finally received his F1 2020 rim. Thus, my setup is complete. A real gaming chair. I'm actually trying to obtain one of these, believe it or not. You can see he flies and he drives. He's got the Thrustmaster stick. The Fanatic wheel. You know, just because he flies Thrustmaster doesn't mean he won't drive Fanatic. He's got the Fanatic setup, Thrustmaster, and a cool keyboard back there. Look at that light up keyboard. I like it. Anyway, all right, I think that's all the rigs. I took that a little long. Prepare yourself. Tomorrow is the second Saturday of the month. Second Saturday of the month normally means 3 wide at 10 a.m. with me, Devin Booth, and Amir Assad. However, tomorrow is the 24-hour of Spa. So we will not be doing a 3 wide tomorrow. We are going to do 3 wide next Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Put it in your calendars. And if you want to hear some deep conversation, then get in there. See your comment. Let's see. I see your comment. Was there a different comment? Are you attracting me to a different comment? Did I miss something? Blue? Just waiting for the last part of the rig for your show. And when I get it on the track, I'm going to bring it hard, but most respect, Shaun. We can't wait to race with you, buddy. We really can't. I'm looking forward to it. Very excited to see that you're getting deeper and deeper into our favorite hobby here. Faceless. Weeb version of Shaun equals Animatrix. I am not sure what that means. I like a little bit of anime. I mean, depending on what you define anime. No, I don't. No, I don't really like anime. I take it back. No, I like certain cartoons. But that doesn't mean I'm not generalizing anime for cartoons. Because I was going to be like, wait, I like the Teen Titans, but that's not anime. All right. This photo blew my mind when I pulled up my Twitch, Simpit Live at Twitch. And I've been doing a lot of videos of NASCAR Heat 5, so I put in probably 5, 6, 10 hours of streaming. I don't know. But I was just looking. This is from one of our streams. So if you go to Simpit Live and you look at our videos that are already up, not being live right now, we have a few different videos. And anyway, that image, I was like, wow, that looks really, really clear. I was like, wow, my stream looks awesome. That's what struck me. It's been a while since I checked it out. My picture-in-picture camera could have a little less overexposure. But other than that, I was really blown away at how great my stream looked and how good the game looked on the stream as well. So you will find a ton of hours of footage of NASCAR Heat, and that's what we were kind of talking about earlier. In addition to that, on our YouTube channel under videos, not live, you're going to find a rollout. So see all these private videos? All these videos are just waiting to be released. They're all on a time release, like good medicine, you know, with a time release formula. And so these are going to start launching. They've already started. You could already see Atlanta Motor Speedway track highlights. Devin Booth went on a campaign to just get you guys as much variety of NASCAR Heat 5. In case you're not going to buy it, it'll allow you to see and compare NASCAR Heat 5 from sim to sim, game to game, whatever you want to say. So those are rolling out. Be sure to check those videos out on the SimPit at YouTube. Be sure to check out the live videos from the last few days. And of course, tune in on Twitch coming up in about 15-20 minutes. And we're going to be getting into some Formula 2020. But I backed myself into a corner. I'm running very late. So let's move along. Tonight is the SimPit Oval Race at Auto Club, California Speedway, a.k.a. California Speedway. 65-lap fixed setup. Last week's winner, Elvis Rankin, leading the points with 43 over Anthony Morano Jr. with Stephen West in third. And that race again tonight at 6 p.m. I'm not sure I'm going to make the race. I am debating what all I can make this weekend because the main priority is the 24-hour spa. There is the beautiful car. Stan Donnet painted this car, and I have a 24th scale slot car version of this on the way. It won't be here for a couple months. Great things take time. But anyway, 24-hour spa starts tomorrow at 5 a.m. Well, the shenanigans begin at 5. The stream starts after that. I don't know exactly what time. It will be 24 hours, though. It's a 24-hour stream for that race, and me and the guys are going to conquer Spa. Feeling good. We've all put in a lot of time, and we have a good setup. We have a great-looking car, and you can watch our roller coaster tomorrow. And then that takes us to Sunday, where we have the GT3 Championship. It'll be race number 3 at Circuit de Spa. What a coincidence. So that's another race. I don't know if I can make the race. I'm going to be doing a 24-hour race at Spa. I will have done 6 hours of driving at Spa right before. I'd be good to go for the race in terms of performance. I just don't know that I'm going to have the energy to 2 hours after a 24-hour race run that race. But it will be happening this Sunday. So all sorts of cool events going on with the SimPit crew, including the endurance race. And that is my weekend. And on top of that, a bunch of F1 2020. So like I said, that is all I've got for today's show here on YouTube. I am going to be live in about 15-20 minutes with just a little bit. I don't have a lot of time. It'll be just a little bit of F1 2020, at least to get the project going before all the other racing gets down to business. So that is going to do it for today. Happy Friday, TGIF. I hope this was a good kickoff for you in the weekend. Got you pumped, got you psyched, got you motivated to get out there, do your own coaching, get better at sim racing, but most of all, get out there on the track. That's going to do it for today. Have a great weekend. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Shaun Cole, and we will see you on the track.